one of the semifinals as Champion Select has begun, and my big question is exactly how locked up are Origen's bans. There are some red side teams who will put all the bans themselves. They'll ban Mordekaiser and Gangplank, and there are some that are happy to share the burden with the blue side team and leave it for the very end. We see that GP actually banned by SKT here.
SKT's ban pattern usually goes as follows on blue side. They ban one of the OPs, which is considered Gangplank or Mordekaiser. Yep. They have 7 Mordekaiser bans this entire tournament already, the most out of any team. And then they target ban a certain player twice. So usually you would see in this trend, it would be support ban coming out third to try and pinch that champion pool.
Yeah, this is actually a little wrinkle here in the second ban being Gangplank. I was thinking that it was going to be Mordekaiser because they've done that so often, but they do as well have 3 Gangplank bans.
And this is already interesting from Origen, because every single blue side game, SKT has first picked the jungler. The jungler's always ended up being Elise, but Origen have already pushed upon themselves 2 jungle bans, and they either have to lock up, actually no, they're not even going to ban Mordekaiser themselves, so SKT actually giving breathing room to Origen, who are banning Lulu off there.
That could be at least in pick here instantly off the bat from Benki. It would be weird.
I don't feel the need, since both Elise and Rek'Sai are banned out now, and Gragas, of course, is globally banned, to early pick that jungler there for SKT. Bang has been one of the most feared Kallistas in the entire world. Yeah. It was a huge talking point at MSI, and he proved his point there.
There we go. We see the next priority champions coming across there. The Alistar that we thought might go to Wolf, taken away as quickly as possible by Mithy. Of course, the Callista stolen away by Marin.
I think it's a good luck in here. Both these champions take a lot of power away from SKT because they're so smart at playing this split push style. If you add an invisible jungler in between that in the mid game, it's almost impossible to play against a team of SKT1's caliber with an Evelynn. Also, again, the Alistar is a clear steal away from Wolf.
We'll see what's next up on the docket there. Bengi already locks in the Jarvan. Of course, we have seen him play top as well as in the jungle. The Shen also could be a top laner or a support.
The Shen pick I actually really like, even though we haven't seen it from Wolf, because we talked about champions that can move across the map really quickly are going to be very important in this matchup. It's going to be all about multiple points of map pressure. Shen adds that no matter if he's in a support role or from the top lane role, because if he's in the support role, then he can actually use level 6 teleport up to the top lane and try and snowball Marin, who's been the king for SKT.
Yeah, and it definitely suits Wolf's playstyle in the mid game. What he does, he just goes into lane that is the weakest matchup in terms of lane control and pushing, and he tries to amend that. Now with Shen, not only can he be in that lane to fix that wave clear deficit or just pressure deficit, he can also ulti to either side lane if he chooses to be in the mid lane or just anywhere on the map. So much pressure coming out for that split push style here for SKT T1.
So Origen to lock in the next couple of champions here. Xpeke not actually going to yet lock in that Victor. And there we go, it's going to be the champion for him. So it's going to leave SKT to, as usual, last pick in their mid lane. This Kennen, of course, can be a flex pick. Niels may have picked it up from Reckless in the last couple of weeks, or it could still go to Soaz. And Origen will look for matchups before flexing that around.
SKT right now, I'm really curious what they want to combo with Jarvan. They already have one champion who can create terrain on the team. Hovering over
2 more.
Yeah, Nivea. Yeah, exactly. 2 more champions. They could just create their own battlefield. Try and work with here.
Technically, Jarvan can end up being top lane.
It could be a solo lane, could even be mid. It's not really an easy hoon.
Could also just be an entirely different playstyle. SKT may just want to play a group teamfight style because we keep talking about split push, split push, split push, but for all we know, they may just want to group up early and just keep going for those objectives because they're so fantastic at securing a lot of these dragons too, as opposed to a lot of other teams.
And on Origen side, they do technically also have that Kennen as flex as well, so not giving away too much there for the top lane matchup.
This lineup looks like the lineup for SKT right here. The Azir and Fiora. Marin has been an absolutely immaculate Fiora player so far this World Championship. We mentioned it before. Easy, who known for his Azir, maybe the very best in the world, which means it is jungle Jarvan, it is support Shen, and now Origen flex the lineup.
Yeah, this does make the Kennen a lot more valuable in the top lane. A pretty good matchup right there. Keeping your distance against the Fiora, always to stun her if she comes at you. You can prevent her from proccing that ultimate, definitely so, with your own. And then it puts Niels in an 80 carry heavy position though, because you're running double AP with very little peel.
Especially good pick with an Evelynn jungle. If Kennen gets jungle help against Fiora, somebody has to bail Fiora out or she gets relegated to the jungle. If there's any jungle intervention there and Kennen gets a leg up, it's very, very oppressive.
And keep in mind that if you're in a lane swap as well, it's not exactly easy for Fiora to get denied farm early on. Kennen, of course, plenty of utility on the kit, can do something while starved. And Origen to make their last choice for what looks like AD carry.
Yeah, SKT in the last 6 games have sent their bot lane bot every single time and Marin to the top lane, so lane swap is actually not that likely, so maybe if Origen can use this information, they can find the favorable lanes.
The SKT lineup, though, looking really well-rounded to me. They have multiple split push options. They've got late game secured with Azir, and they have Kalista to carry them through mid. So very versatile setup here from SKT. Coming into a game 1 of a best of 5, this is the type of lineup that you are looking for. You know, kind of be able to defend against any strategy.
And yeah, early push in the mid lane too. Azir just spamming those soldiers down. Victor needs a little bit of time before he can really start challenging that wave clear with the E. Need a couple of upgrades there on that spell. So early push from ENJOYYY, maybe Bengi can help Marin in the top lane to help that matchup. And then Kalista Shen should do fine into almost any matchup, especially against melee support. So SKT setting up for their signature style already.
And I want to see what happens then to Amazing here in the jungle. If Evelynn doesn't get a lot of help, that champion does get low while clearing camps and whatnot. And you talked about ENJOYYY pushing up, the dual lane looking good. Bengi can be very aggressive, and jumping into that Origen jungle and pushing out Amazing, certainly a possibility here for SKT.
Yeah, I actually think that SKT may look for the lane swap here. You know, maybe trying to avoid not only the Fiora Kennen, but also the Kalista plus Shen.
All right, well, we'll see what these matchups end up being. Brussels is here to cheer on their favorite teams. You guys at home are always part of the conversation as well. Guys, let us know who it's going to be. Tweet at LoL Esports, hashtag SKT if you go with the analyst desks, or hashtag OG if you go with the home crowd. But we are here to find out which of these two teams will send a player to their second World Championship final, the chance at their second World Championship. And here we go, game 1 of the semifinals. South Korea's SK Telecom T1 versus Europe's Origen. And here we go.
Alright. Now that we get the scenic route here with those banners.
Take notes, guys. It's no team has gotten to see that close into SKT's base the entire time here at Worlds. They have not even given up a tier 2 turret. See if Origen can take one from them.
Alright. Looks like a bit of an invade here from SKT, forcing out SOAS, and this is different because usually the one point of weakness in any SKT game start has been the top left side of the map, where then Bengi and Marin would start duo jungling without a ward. SKT have been incredibly greedy with their trinket usage early, but right now it does look like Kobe was on the money with his lane swap call.
They have gotten a little bit of an early advantage there as well, forcing SOAS to level up Lightning Rush. No matter where you start, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult.
Not a happy place for him, but meanwhile, Peke and ENJOYYY have actually already done battle. ENJOYYY is missing some health, so Peke has dealt 100% of the damage in this game. Beautiful start.
Good job, Freak.
Former world champion.
Not only does it work well in terms of matchups, getting Marin out of that sticky cannon situation, it also just doesn't really help Evelynn at all being in a lane swap. She really wants standard lanes to be unpredictable and go multiple directions and surprise people. Right now, if you're locked into a lane swap, you're duo jungling for a very long time. The map is nicely split in half, so as a jungler, I'm sure you know more about that, Kobe.
I do think it's also a good split start here from SKT, as they start in 2 quadrants at the same time. A lot of vision down there. Making sure that Origen are not starting on that side. Has Shen leveled up the taunt yet?
Yeah, he has taunt already. Wants to push into Peke, but with the wave already pushed in, there's nothing that ENJOYYY can do here, so nothing much done. He keeps his team safe. Origen did start aggressively in the bottom jungle. Bengi and Marin will react and perform similarly.
I mean, it looks like we're just head on track for just the EU-style lane swap where both teams do a double quadrant clear, send 3 people top, jungler keeps jungling, and the wave gets bounced towards their top laner. Just need to see if SKT don't make the mistake they did earlier in one of the HQ games where they left the tower alive for a very short period.
Yeah. Also, because of that sort of split start that I was actually complimenting from SKT, they're behind. They actually were not rewarded for the attempt at a mid lane gank and a mid lane pressure, and that means that Origen are a few seconds ahead here on the early tower take, a bit quicker in the jungle. They've sent Amazing back to their own quadrant as well, which is very safe for him to farm, so they can take down this turret while Amazing continues to get experience.
To make up some of that turret damage, though, you're going to see that SKT have brought all 4 of those players to the top side as Bengi just finishes off the Krugs. CZ does not need to be part of this fight at all, and it will be the 3-man take, but I don't believe this will be stopped by anyone, so it should be an equivalent turret trade.
Yeah, you just gotta see what they do in phase 2 of the lane swap. Little adaptation here from Origen. The gold does not go to Soaz. It does become a bounce here by Niels. He has killed E, so he can't freeze this wave. But usually what you see is the next step in his evolution. Instead of freezing this for extended periods of time, you just push it back towards the people that come to defend it. So,
yeah, this does signal to me, though, that they want to try and continue knocking down all the outer turrets with Tristana, get her rotating around, and keep up this early sort of map control lead that they do have. Soaz is going to be the obvious one that will take a hit because of this strategy. Marin just got the local gold all to himself for that turret.
yeah, they're just gonna move their bot lane to the top lane, force Marin to walk and teleport bot 2 because they're basically doing a fake out right here. They're saying, okay, we have Soaz here, come gank us, we have an invisible Evelynn, then the bot lane will show up. And they move away from that play all of a sudden because Niels, he ran mid and bottom all of a sudden. So this is something we see way too often from Origen. They go in for a play, hesitate, and switch it up.
Well, also, I mean, Evelyn's invisible, but Alistar is not. And Nithhi was trailing and walked over a ward. So, Marin not going to take that bait.
It is we're seeing the lane assignments, though, so Origen have sent their dual lane back down to the bottom sides. They're not content to continue trading turrets. This is, I think, why they gave solo gold to Niels. He got a pickaxe plus a potion on his recall versus the longsword of Bang. So item-wise, Origen's dual lane is ahead.
They're probably just trying to secure the matchup. If they send 4 top, they can keep Niels there. If the matchup ends up being the bot lane, send Soaz bot with teleport to find Marin. If he is not there, Niels just pass back to the bot lane, and Soaz can stay top with his teleport. So it looks like Origen just wanted to find that 1v1 Ken Fiora matchup.
And let me touch on both junglers here, because both junglers have only been setting up for counter ganks here. Both junglers have just been waiting for the first move of the other team. Amazing trailing top because they thought that Soaz would be the target since he was their weak member. Meanwhile, SKT, they were trailing behind Bang there because that's the extended lane. That's where they did not have a turret. And you would expect the obvious move from an Evelynn who's invisible, go attack the SKT members that are in the long lane, try and chase them out and get one of those cheap early kills. Neither team going for those riskier early plays though, and the counters just sort of nullify each other.
So right now, with the less risks happening, you can see the early recall from Bang. He needed a Vamp Protector for the lane to even be acceptable. So a small lead for Origen thanks to the dual lane advantage, temporary though it may be. Meanwhile, of course, Marin is winning the top lane. With a pink ward already down, Bangi is unseen coming in here.
Soaz has been playing really, really safe though, and since he is Kennen, he can CS from range, plus he has his own Lightning Rush. We know he leveled it up early. Also has a ward. Does get hit though, he's slowed.
And he's missing a turret, so here comes Bangi. He's gonna flash for the slow, which means Soaz has to burn it preemptively, and he guesses right. Bangi goes the wrong way, Soaz goes back in on a Marin, and the stun is still available. The Q comes in, gets some damage down, but where's his team gonna be? There's no one around right now. He's still running away through the wards. Pops Summoner Teleport, and oh my gosh! Soaz is a god!
So many mind games to go over there first. Soaz tries to juke out both members with his awkward flash, the angle that you would not expect him to go. He only got one member tricked there, and Marin actually stayed and intelligently held onto his flash, but Soaz goes for the teleport instantly inside the brush, and it just barely pays off. Half a second too short there for Bangi with the knockup.
But this was a paid straight out of SKT's playbook. Whenever towers go down, they really want to get Bangi to gank the tower that has gone down in the tier 1 one. So you can get behind the rubble. People usually feel safe in that point of the lane, but then they forget to realize that their tower is gone behind them, even if you have a gap closer like Kennen.
And that's
Beautifully played around by Bangi with the flash
SKT
W.
were protecting themselves against on the other side of the map, so they were expecting Origen to do a very similar thing. So as though now he has no summoners, he's going to have to be extra careful here. A little bit of extra vision has been placed defensively for them, for Origen. They've also got the red buff quadrant of SKT warded up as well. So they'll see the second take of that buff and Bangi's whereabouts.
Yeah, but that gank failing and just not amounting to a kill just puts Origen in such a comfortable position. Not only do they get to see where Bangi was, he had to blow his flash. They traded that for cross-map vision in the jungle, and now they're in control of the next move. They're first to play.
Also, I would be looking at the bottom lane for some action here from Origen. Because they have the red quadrant warded up, they have to assume that Bangi is on the top side of the map, and the Tristana Alistar combo does have that early lead. Soaz here might be the next target, though.
It's a bit of a payment, though. Soaz has been freezing this lane for a long time, and you're right, he is flashless, so this could be a target of opportunity, but he's already awarded for himself. He saw Marin come through. He'll see if Bengi comes in as well. Amazing, sussing out the pathing of his opponents, going for the exact same buffs that just happened, and now Marin has to farm in a lane that's overextended.
Mithy is 75% away from level 6, by the way, so that dive is not close to being pulled off without extra vision of all SKT members.
But of course, outer turret's gone, so Bang has to play super far back. Niels is obliging by pushing at the very least, but it does unlock Amazing for some of these lanes. You can see how far back Wolf has to play.
The dive could go mid as well once that Alistar hits that level 6. Azir actually is extremely vulnerable to it.
The other side of that coin is, though, if Soaz keeps the wave frozen in front of his tower and is comfortable playing under defense of his tower, that frees up potentially Marin and Bengi roaming mid to dive SKT. If that happens and mid tier 1 falls, then suddenly the map is in control of SKT. So Origen have to be careful a little bit, and that's maybe why we see Amazing come out here.
They stop Marin. But of course, Marin
he'll be able to get away. Will they find the pink ward, though? Amazing needs to get something for his trip up top. It looks like he did not go into that brush, but he saw Marin move, so he'll figure it out. Yes, there must be a pink ward in here, and he will take it down.
We'll allow Origen if they want a hard push and force Marin's teleport without missing a bunch of waves. So there's a chance for that play here. But either way, we're on a 600 gold lead for Origen as we get to the 10-minute mark. This is pretty much unlike any of the stats we would have seen coming into this game, but kind of down the line for literally every player, you have a farm advantage for Origen.
Well, 200 of that gold is on Amazing purely because he's been farming harder as Bengi's been trying to camp for Marin, and so has wasted a lot of his time. The rest of that gold is mostly on Tristana, on Niels, the champion that they want to knock down the rest of the outer turrets with. Look for that all-in. Alistar Tristana, very dangerous in the all-in combo, especially if there's an invisible jungler there.
Yeah, just 2 signature moves in this early game so far. The one flash outplay to teleport from Soaz staying alive, because that counteracted one proactive move, and then the little cheeky move where they made sure that Soaz was matched up against Marin and Niels pathed down because they didn't really lose anything. So Origen with 2 minor outplays on the map, but that only leaves them marginally ahead.
By the way, Soaz teleport is back up, so they were unable to punish him so far for the early use of that summoner spell. Plus, remember, Peke did use his teleport mid, so SKT do have the 2-to-1 teleport advantage. Here comes, finally, that aggression down bottom, though.
There's no SKT jungler around. Amazing would theoretically be alone doing this, but SKT constantly playing very far back. Now a fight in the top side.
Soaz flash still on cooldown.
Bengi
will stun Marin, will not stun Bengi. Soaz unwilling to flash, unable to get away. First blood to Marin, and SKT strike back.
SKT have now taken first blood in 9 out of their 10 games. They are the kings of finding those first blood. If at first you don't succeed, well, you come back once he just has no way out. Soaz again overextends in that lane. No tower to back him up, no jungler to back him up. And yeah, well played by SKT.
Yeah, keeping track of that flash timer going to make sure they get there right before it comes back off of cooldown. So as not having it available gets punished.
It's a good thing. SKT able to now pull a 500 gold lead for the team as they kill the minion wave left over on the map. Amazing still unable to find his mark in this game. Runeglaive is done, so he's got that jungle enchant for himself. Deals plenty of damage. Okay, he did get the Raptor.
Yeah, risky early smite there. But does get it, as well as the ward. Down bottom now. They still haven't made a move, and there's a pink ward that will see him coming in.
Yeah, SKT have done a good job of not getting any deep-force in the lanes. Hang on, Easy Hoon.
Whoa, a big move there. Nice flash gets away from Emperor's Divide. Easy Hoon forced to use his as well to not get traded back on. Peke with a well-respected move. Now a bot lane fight. Good rocket jump by Niels. Buffers it against the Callisto ulti. Gets away.
Yeah, I don't know about being forced to use it in the mid lane there. Easy.
I think the E cooldown was close enough to being back.
Very scared. He didn't see the laser come out first. Just use it.
Uh-oh, Marin, he's got the ulti, pops it. Soaz going to be in a bad way. Does have flash. And it's going to be a flash follow. There's only one vital left, and Marin can't quite reach it, but he gets the slow. One hit will kill. A stun for Soaz, but it's enough to get Marin the kill anyway. 2-0 to the SKT top laner.
Amazing, still trying to make something work out bottom, but Bengi is here, giving even better than he's getting.
And Mithy's ult's already down. A 3-man knockup! Beautiful! Gets one back from Alistar, but Mithy is already dead. Wolf survives the chase. Niels gets one back. It's already 4-1 SKT, though this game is falling apart. Bangi takes a couple of shots, does miss the knockup. Niels really wants this kill, nearly gets it. Bang almost dies as well. If anyone would show up, it's a sure double kill, but Soaz is missing Flash. He's almost in range for the Q. Bang is gonna get taken down. 2-4 now, Origen clawing back in.
ENJOYYY is still here, Soaz does have to be careful. All right, he's not going to go any deeper. Now
No Flash.
It is only a few hundred gold lead for SKT, even with the extra 2 kills.
What worries me is though that all these plays seem to be initiated by SKT, so the gang top, Soaz had to outplay this play bottom. He had to teleport in and save that. ENJOYYY was roaming proactively, and SKT they want to get stuff done. And Origen, they're just fine, sitting back playing that game solely, but just against a team that is as creative as SK Telecom, it's a really risky strategy to do that.
I mean, the Marin Fiora pick that we highlighted, obviously very important to SKT, and Bangi camping up there for a large portion of the early game. Marin able to make that pay off. This Dragon, though, going to go over to OG without any vision there from SKT.
Well deserved. Proper recall timing. Niels has plenty of attack damage, and Bang looks like he just went back to the Blade of the Ruined King. Another team is mid already. Azir was getting blue buff, so ENJOYYY to shut out of this lane.
You may have to ulti here.
Doesn't matter what happens. Origen up now 2 turrets to 1. They got the first Dragon as well. A 400 gold lead.
Origen is really good at getting members to collapse in from different lanes. Hang on, Marin.
Gotta be careful.
Overextended.
He can jump over the wall.
Soaz is above him though.
Rocket jump lands for the slow. Marin will riposte the stun and actually pulverize misses, but it doesn't matter. Soaz gets his second kill of the game.
So he would have had to jump over the thin part of the Baron wall when he first saw Tristana there. If you go up further, that section of the Baron wall is too thick to jump over, and he had no option at that point. Origen get a pick off here, and it's going to be a tower trade, it looks like. Bang is all alone down bottom, but Origen continue to push top, so...
Yeah, it'll be a 1-for-1, and the score will be 3-2 here. Origen have more than enough members here. I think it's nice for SKT, the fact that Kalista can knock a turret down. And Bangi will look for a play. Peke does not have flash. Shenalty's in as well, and the Victor W will land a bit of a stun, but here comes the taunt, here comes the Azir damage, and that's a great kill in the mid lane for SK Telecom. The turrets will be traded. Won't take long for Bang here, and we can see the game still very close.
Yeah, that's a big kill. You lose your mid lane wave clear and all the map control. Even if they dive this, maybe risky.
Marin has no flash, no ult. He can look for the riposte. There's going to be a big chunk of damage, and Niels does better than Darius could ever hope to.
These are the dangers we talk about. Since we have to keep up pressure on multiple points of the map, SKT are showing all of their members on the map. They use 3 people mid, and Bang still bottom. That meant that once Marin showed, they knew it was a free dive.
But it's still a turret trade. That mid lane kill let ENJOYYY push one thing down. Okay, a tier 2 is worth more than a tier 1, but it's still tit for tat every single time.
Yeah, Marin,
the extra kill here.
Overextending here. That should never happen. You should play passive on this side, because not only does he die here, this gives Origen a tier 2 tower, something that nobody has ever done in this tournament so far against SK Telecom. This is the first tier 2 tower that has fallen on their side.
That's why I really like that vision toggle by the spectator right there, by the way, because you could see Marin had no idea that Origen were still there, and it was about the amount of information that each team is giving up in this game. SKT like to play a little bit risky in that they push all waves at the same time. So they're constantly giving information on all of their champions, whereas Origen were just outside the fog of war there. You could see in the toggle, and they surprise Marin. They make him pay for that slightly aggressive or greedy move going for the extra minion wave.
Yeah. Both teams trying to contest the Dragon area, and usually, if you watch these teams play so far in World Championship, again, very focused on pushing all lanes. That means the majority of the deaths in the early to mid game are people getting caught out, getting too greedy to push that wave. We distinctly remember Bangi in mid lane one time getting caught out, Bang getting hooked twice by a Thresh when trying to push out these waves, and Origen are using the vision and SKT's greed against them right now and punishing.
And I expect there to be more of these types of picks without seeing the Tahm Kench and the Thresh in this game. These are kill supports. These are supports that revolve around making the picks, not protecting against them too much. Wolf actually even offensively using the Stand United. Not trying to save someone, he's trying to change the numbers, go for that offensive move, gain ground. This is how SKT snowball. They play so sort of greedily and risky. They try and push so many things at once.
And meanwhile, pushing to the top lane though, Marin very overextended, but he's got Bangi just behind him. This will not be a kill picked up by Origen. all is well. And Kobe, as you were talking about playing aggressively, Mithy's even gone for his second item as distortion boots on his upgraded boots mobility. He wants to hit these flash pulverizes all the time.
And I think this is the correct way to play, because you have a high chance of gaining incremental leads this way at a fairly low cost. But we do see it punished right there. And you have to work around the large cooldown. The cooldown we just saw, Marin burn his flash, that's something that you paid for the extra minion waves, the extra danger of pushing that far with all 3 waves. Now that they don't have it, he can't afford to make that same sort of risky play.
The initial action has died down a little bit, and we had some action, but overall still 9 kills in 18 minutes. The thing you really want to watch right now is the minimap. Whenever members come out of the base, SKT always assign their members so far in this tournament to the right lanes immediately. Whereas Origen, they will hesitate. They will send Niels mid to help XPeke. Turns out he didn't really need that help. Niels goes bottom. Soaz helps XPeke, then gets pushed to the side lane. And that way, Origen farmed less in 15 minutes to 30 CS overall on the map because they lose some waves here and there, as opposed to SKT, who seem to never hesitate, especially Wolf. He's always there to help a poor matchup.
I think that's a really good point, and we were talking with some of the guys on how the Origen shot calling goes. All of them have input, and all these guys add, information and what the ideas of where to go. But they don't have that instant reaction of one shot caller that's leading the entire way and a definitive route for them leaving. So that's where you see these small moments of hesitation.
Yeah, we just saw it right there. 5 members to the mid lane. They're talking who goes where. Then they fan out to the side lanes. It doesn't really lose them too much, but it does indicate that this may be true.
The thing is, though, it's a really crucial timing right now for Origen. Double item Tristana is done, and Dragon's coming up in 15 seconds. Kalista cannot match this recall timing. Riley's also done for Peke. He's got a bunch of big items. This is a power spike for Origen if they can contest this Dragon properly.
That's actually an interesting first buy there for Peke, considering I would think that the Evelyn would also go Riley's.
They just want control in these team fights around these objectives, because if Soaz can get a flank off and the remaining parts of Origen can just hard collapse in these fights.
Good dodge by Amazing, gets away from the knockup. Kalista ult also pops. We'll look for Mithy here. Trade of ulti knocks in Wolf. He can no longer be saved. There's the headbutt into Tristana. Wolf cannot survive. That will still kill him. Mithy is going to push forward. So will Niels. Soaz is in. Pops the ult. Lands a stun on a Bangi. The collapse is there. The Chaos Storm won't reach. But Amazing goes in. Easy room to turn it back around. The turret will get the kill. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Origen, and they've got control.
Could have sworn he did that because he wanted the W reset so he could speed out, but didn't see the reactivation there.
I might look at that replay.
He got hit by the Azir Q for the slow. And Marin gets top lane tier 2. That turret goes down. Origen do not collapse and cap plays for a Dragon. So
also
+1 kill for a turret kill.
Yeah, Marin had teleport, so he could have joined, but SKT generally are really good at reading when to concede fights, but then when to re-engage, even though they have a numbers disadvantage very often in these fights. So Marin pushes up top, forces Soaz to react, and they end up getting the Dragon anyways. Mostly because, let's face it, that was an incredibly greedy flash from Amazing. You should not be flashing under a tier 2 when the guy is already at 10%.
Absolutely agree. So an overstep by Amazing. One of the first major mistakes we've seen now from Origen. SKT react beautifully. Shen'll teleport, go back down to the Dragon, push him off. Even the blue buff afterwards, and it's huge.
Yeah, sometimes too busy asking if you can.
Yeah, you were so preoccupied with whether you could that you never, asked yourself.
Ask if I should. He could go get that kill, but the amount of time and the resources that it takes to go get that kill, you're not worth giving up the objective control around the Dragon. SKT get the turret and they get this Dragon.
Good sidestep here though, but Amazing. Forces 2 ultis, Mithy turns it around. Already used ulti, so he wants to turn that into aggressive play. Shen support, not strong enough just now. Niels jumps, then dies. Jumps again, so trampoline here from Niels. Soaz coming in, and at this point, when the jungler's chunk low and your objective is the Dragon, you turn around.
Let's see here. What does stop the second double? Oh, he did activate it, and you're right. The soldier hits the Q just on the way out.
So unfortunate stuff there for Origen and a bit of a misplay. So the game is back to tied. 1 Dragon each, same kills, same turrets. Farm is ±15 down the board. And Origen go for the rush play. Teleport and Shen ulti both down. This Dragon will die pretty fast. SKT knows. They're coming.
But it's way too late for them.
Gravity field's in the way. Wolf won't be there. Dragon doesn't matter. Baron's in. 23 minutes in.
They're all out safe too. They were able to get off Baron-empowered recalls and defend all waves here. Origen can come straight from the fountain. They didn't lose anything there. With that call, what a comeback play. All the teleports being used by SKT to get Dragon. And classic XPEK and SOAS.
Classic Europe.
Classic EU. They're able to get the Baron in trade.
I thought this was going to be a clean 3-0, but Origen, not only did they dodge these early ganks from Bengi, they're the first team to get a tier 2 tower against SKT. They're the first team to lead at 20 minutes against SKT, and they're the first team to get a Baron against SKT. And what a Baron it was so early in the game. Clearly not ready for those Fnatic-esque type of Barons that we see so often in the EU LCS.
Ye of little faith, Crepo, I was telling you. It's not over yet, though. This is still an incredibly close game. Yes, Origen do have the Baron buff, and they have a strong siege right now, but Marin looking to flank. There are plenty of deep wards here from SKT as well.
So what kind of play can be made? Marin does have ulti, does have flash. He can get to his target.
Yes, I think that SKT might just opt to try and wave clear here.
So as has Zonius, he can peel, so can Alistar. Mithy has ult, flash, everything he needs. There is some poke coming through. Amazing is going for the flank play. Gets rid of a ward. Now he won't be spotted next time around. There's only one pink ward left in the SKT inventory. And mid lane 2-2 will go down. Niels is safe enough. He can turn it back. There we go. Turret goes down. Low health though. Vamp Scepter's in. He can heal a bit.
Yeah, look at Marin immediately peeling off. This is generally what he likes doing, leaving his team as 4 to defend or either siege, peel off and start working on those side lanes. But Origen, they have a very group-heavy strategy in this game, and they don't care about your side lanes because they're looking to siege.
right now, though.
You mentioned SKT in the right place at the right time, but Marin walks top lane only to recall right away. No teleport. Bot lane already getting hit here.
He's got home guards, though.
You can walk fast, but that turret still loses half its health, and Wolf and Bang getting chunked as well by Victor. Now Marin's in the fight, but this turret's at half. SKT make the wrong choice to even defend.
They just tried to 5-man defend mid, got it pushed down without being able to do anything, and make the same choice. Instead of keeping Marin pushing up top and trying to gain at least a little bit of map pressure back, we're seeing these very, very slight mistakes from SKT this game, and Origen are pulling it out beautifully.
Yeah, props to Origen for making SKT dance to their tune. This is one of the few games where an enemy team is actually controlling the pace of the game, telling SKT, no, you can't do that. You can't get away with pushing top lane because we will take your tier 2 tower in the bottom. And Origen, fantastic map play and completely unexpected if you looked at how we led up to this series.
As they said, they are not afraid of SKT. And I don't know about completely unexpected. Origen have done the sneaky Baron before.
Yeah, later in the game.
Yeah, you have to be, it just goes to show you have to be so careful against this team to leave at least one ward around the Baron area post 20, actually just post 20 minutes flat.
Yeah, period. Once it spawns.
SKT had 2 pink wards in that area that were up for pretty much the entirety of the game, so they were so comfortable with this vision. They were so comfortable playing and forcing teams to play 1-3-1 against them too, that no team really has been in the position to go for that Baron. Incredibly smart read in terms of gameplay, and honestly impressed by what Origen's bringing here on European soil.
So a 3,000 gold lead on European soil. Origen defying everyone but the online predictions there. We had like a 75% Twitter vote, so you guys know more than all of us analysts so far. Of course, it is still anybody's game. Of course, it's still close.
I was arguing against Cripples saying they would win a game.
Yeah. Now he comes out of the shadows. Told you they were going to take a game, Cripple.
Oh, man. Well, the third dragon of the game spawns in 40 seconds. It's one apiece right now, so all it means is turret damage for either side.
Also, fun fact, Crepo made a bet that if Origen win a game, he'll do a cartwheel for every game.
6 cartwheels coming up.
It will be video documented. Let's see if Origen can keep it up, though. They've only been able to eke out a 3,000 gold lead. SKT have come back from more this year.
All right, Marin putting pressure in the top lane again. Niels, he ran down the mid lane. Now he has to go to red buff. He'll likely pick up that wave on top later. Just have to see if somebody gets picked off, because SKT have no hesitation whatsoever pulling the trigger, and they have a team composition that plays really well later in these team fights with that Azir. So Origen, they will need a flank. So look for SOAS, or maybe even Mithy, or Amazing. Just somebody needs to get behind the SKT lineup, whether it's teleport or just simply walking there. That's the way OG want to play these fights.
Yeah, remember we were talking about how well-rounded this SKT lineup is. They can continue to have Marin split push. They have the Azir to try and knock SOAS back out of the fight as well.
Heals his zone.
PK does take some damage as well.
Burn rocket jump. Now he needs his team to peel him. 2,000 health on the dragon. Smite goes over to SK Telecom. They got it. A big ulti for Amazing. Wolf can always be peeled out. Nice jump over the wall. Yield his shield. Great healing by ENJOYYY and a great smite by Banky.
Yeah, it's so hard to chase into an Azir. Right now, they all lose momentum in terms of mid lane too.
Risky
Bang
for
zoning them. Niels again forced to rocket jump. Now Mythy stuck on the other side. He is in flanking position. Should he go around? XPeke is on the bottom side of your screen too. XPeke.
Nice bit of damage. Ulti pop. ENJOYYY down to half HP.
He's got the Rylai slow.
So he slowed a few of them, but Banky and Co can still jump over walls. All they can do is make SKT go the wrong direction. Now, can Origen get enough down the mid lane? SKT will be late. Will the inhibitor turret take enough damage?
Marin's already recalled.
SOAS is up top lane already, but he has teleport.
Yeah, the goal right now is not sieging that tower. It's just locking SKT in base and denying as much vision being played as you can. Because of 1 minute from now, that Baron is going to spawn.
Marin down to half. You can see Niels can kill that guy in about 7 auto attacks. That doesn't take very long. Tristana's got plenty of attacks at this point in the game.
Vision is a very key point right now as the map has gone dark with so much fighting and pushing minion waves here.
Baron's up at 45 seconds.
Of Origen Vision has timed out.
SOAS has to be careful. He can't go for the next wave because he doesn't know where Marin is, so he's hovering around, protecting himself.
Well, they can at least math out the movement speed of the champions. They can get to the top jungle pretty soon, though. No vision really for either team. It's SKT who does it first on this side of the map. Dragon's gone for a long time. It's just Baron to play around.
And keep track of the completed items, because while Origen do have this fairly sizable gold lead for the mid game, decent gold lead for the mid game, it's about the 3 item completions here on both Azir and Kalista for SKT. The carry is still very popular.
Big chunk of damage. Amazing puts the ulti in for the shield and flashes over the wall. Almost dies, and ENJOYYY gets it. Mythy shows up for some damage. Another knockup goes in towards Peke. Wolf taking a lot of damage, flashes out. Big damage, saved. And here comes Marin. He wants SOAS for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the slicing maelstrom buying a lot of time. 1 for 1 in this fight. Mythy gets a knockup onto Bang, and look at the damage output. Bangy's next. Here comes Niels. Summoner heal for movement speed, but he can't land the attack. Not just yet. He gets it. He gets the kill. Origen win the fight 3-1.
And ENJOYYY is still cornered in Origen territory. They haven't seen him exit though.
But there's enough time to knock this one down. It's only Marin and ENJOYYY alive. Marin has home guard and he's recalling, but this turret will already go down. Now here comes Marin. ENJOYYY survives with the shield, with the turret for himself. Marin now in a 1v2.
Mythy's got to be careful. He doesn't have ultimate, and Marin can take him down very quickly.
Good damage done on Niels. Pops the W. Here comes Shen. Here's the ulti. Easy first pickup. Meanwhile, Amazing did pick off ENJOYYY. A 1 for 1, and the inhib stayed alive.
Yeah, second misclick on that pulverize from Mythy, showing some...
Don't calm down yet. Baron is active here, guys.
All right, Baron's active, guys.
He reposted it, though. He wouldn't have done anything with that pulverize at all. He should have headbutted, waited, seen it come out, gone for something else later. The Neil zoned out. He should have rocket jump. He does. Marin does not have the move speed to chase this.
All 4 teleports are ready. There's True Sight on Baron right now, and SKT making their way.
Most of the team is here. It's already pink warded. There is a green ward from Origen. They know of this. Amazing does not yet have ulti. Marin has teleport, but can be stopped by Niels. Amazing in the wing, spotted by a pink ward.
Niels should cancel that base from Marin and get it out of the equation. One extra teleport.
Amazing has no flash.
Amazing caught, Amazing taunted, jumps over the wall from Bangy. Easy pickup here, but it will delay Baron, at least for now. But here comes Marin. He finds XPeke. A beautiful repose, stops the headbutt, and Mythy was stunned, so he couldn't pulverize. Ults for himself now. Marin's still in the chase. Here comes some damage from Niels, but the support might be going down. It's a big chunk of damage. Marin barely survives. And 3 more kills on SKT. Now SOAS is in. A beautiful taunt by Wolf. The re-engage. 1 kill picked up. Niels again in the chase, but he can't find Marin. Jump over the wall by Wolf. SOAS does not aggro Baron. He could have. He aimed for the Shen, doesn't kill him.
All right, now you can calm down for a little bit. What do you got, Krepo?
Bot lane's open and SOAS could TP. There's more you could do.
No, we're calming down right now. I just want to talk about how this started. Really good vision control by SKT. Double pink. We're forcing Amazing to face check. Then the outplay. Flash at the right time. ENJOYYY still picks him up, but Niels in that fight, that was just phenomenal. He went left, right, up and down. He was not afraid to flash into the fight, dash into the fight to get a potential reset, and his team played around him. So really, really good. Yeah, just positioning.
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah. No cheating in League of Legends.
half of it. 2 up.
With all of that, though, remember, the vision point that we keep bringing up, it's SKT constantly leaving wards deep on Origin territory, and the true sight around Baron still stands.
It's been SKT overextending and going for 2 greedy plays, though. They start Baron right now.
Niels is in base, though.
This one's good, exactly. Niels is gone, Scuttler or not, it doesn't matter. Soaz looks for it! Doesn't get it. Good Ren by Bang. SKT secure the Baron. They're down 1,500 gold right now. They could easily make this up.
SKT have had some of the biggest Baron power plays of any team here at Worlds. Let's see if it will be as effective as the Origin power play.
Yeah, it's 6 out of their 9 games. They finished the game with the Baron buff still present. So they went from first Baron to smashing the Nexus. Well,
yeah,
except
they've
the one
only
game they had a second Baron.
needed more than one Baron in one game here
Yeah.
at Worlds.
With which they smashed the Nexus with that second buff. So,
well, Origen making a invasive play here into SKT territory.
Amazing spotted by a ward. Feels safe even without flash. Niels, of course, is right behind him. Going for a second BF sword at him, actually. Niels not going for Last Whisper.
This dragon isn't that important. Nobody should lose their lives over it.
look at that flying still. Martin's immediately engaging Niels if he can get out of here. Collapse on the left side.
Here comes the rest of the team. Amazing could get jumped on. The re-engage towards Dragon. Easy pickup. That's number 3 for SKT. Here comes Soaz. He's got his Zonya's Hourglass. He pops it. Deathcat means plenty of damage, but here comes the re-engage. Nice ulti by Azir to buy some more time. SKT get out clean.
If SKT hesitated any longer on the engage, they were about to be flying from both sides. So was at one, Mithy at the other, but just Origen really couldn't do. Yeah, close the pincer right there. If you can close that in time while SKT greets for the dragon, that could be a game-winning team fight.
That was that 1 second time difference when both pincers have to close at the same time. Crabman Crepo.
It's like Origen's trying to play Quap as a crab instead of as a distance runner.
Let's look at their
hit him at the
siege
right time.
straight up mid here with Baron buff, with Azir. Secondary turret's very difficult to defend against Baron buff.
One more turret shot. That minion's going to be gone, but it doesn't matter. So much damage by SKT. Now they're back ahead in gold. Turret score still -2, but they've got the turret damage and the movement speed dragon buffs that Origen does not have.
Well, SKT is usually a team that has phenomenal vision control. They just need more pink wards. And then Amazing, you just need to get behind enemy lines somehow, get unspotted, dodge those pink wards, because that is the factor that limits SKT in a lot of their movements, because they just simply don't know where Amazing is.
Pekka can at least get rid of Marin for a little while, and of course can match teleports. Niels in the wing, sees Bengi's there.
That being said, Amazing by himself flanking is almost nothing. It's not that scary to SKT. Because their comp is so well rounded, they have so many ways to protect Bang and ENJOYYY. It has to be a double flank with Soaz, but Soaz is going down to Marin.
Zonya's pop-up. Marin gets the easy shutdown. Doesn't have teleport, but doesn't matter. The solo kill is the important thing. A 4v4 in the bot lane. Meanwhile, top lane is getting decimated. Easy turret picked up. SKT are safe. Bot lane tier 2, of course, also going to be going down. So, once they had Baron, SKT have gotten a kill, a dragon, and 3 turrets. And they're looking for more.
Yeah, you're fine almost holding that 44 in the bottom, and then if suddenly your top laner drops 1v1 in the base, you just go in full recovery position, and you just try to lose maybe max 1 inhibitor. It's so incredibly hard to play against SKT with the siege from Azir, the split push from Marin there and after Fiora, and then have somebody drop. That's honestly a mistake from Soaz, just overextending.
The multiple threats there is too much to deal with. There's nobody on Origin that can handle the split pushing Fiora at this point.
They did thwart the inhibitor pressure, still alive. They dropped a tier 3 tower there in the top lane, but if they can push out, get control of the map, maybe set up for a team fight again. See what Soaz is doing.
He's in his own base. Just Marin does so much damage.
A perfect repost too. It's greedy, you can't... There's no reason to do that as Soaz, because at best you're gonna poke a champion that has a lot of lifesteal built in already. So it's a play that can only make you lose.
Kennan's all about the team fight here. Wants to get into 5-on-5 for Origin, try and force something on the main group of SKT. But again, the Azir ultimate can knock him back out. Kalista can stall him.
He's even does so much damage now. Abyssal Scepter in, Death Cap, the most recent addition. Void Staff probably next. And ENJOYYY is definitely a threat. 412 minion kills, highest in the game by a lot.
So comfortable on that champion. And again, the SKT vision is all throughout both quadrants of Origen's jungle, deep even inside the base.
It's just becoming a race right now for either on one side Niels with the help of Expected to burn through the front line and just get the resets going, and ENJOYYY to just whack away with his soldiers and kill everybody else, and then eventually they'll meet and Niels will need some big crits to really win that fight because ENJOYYY is so much damage right now.
There's already Bengi kind of cutting off one of the moves here. He's totally comfortable this far up in the lane. Plenty tanky on this Jarvan.
The way that SKT push and prod you in all three lanes at once, Marin is just so good at staying safe in the side lane on Fiora. That's why he always ends up with this giant experience lead and gold lead over the enemy top laner.
No hidden deep wards and no home guard teleport here on SOAS. That is the counterplay to this repetitive sieging. You just put a ward behind them.
Well, there are
out.
a couple wards here. If SKT push up all the way to the inhibitor turrets on either mid or bottom side, he has options.
But of course, Marin is not even against a turret here, and we saw him kill SOAS inside the base earlier, so that is an easy lever for Marin to pull. And SKT have a very lopsided top side of the map.
Silver line there for Origen is that, yes, Marin has this experience advantage. Hey, he capped out already, though. He's at 18. Can't get any higher.
They run out sooner enough.
It's a really nice way to look at your
you know?
opponent's level 18. Oh, dear.
Ah, you capped yourself too early.
I don't know if that
That's
really
not, that's
works
not
in
actually,
League of Legends.
that's not actually a good.
I don't think peeking too early works in this case, but the game is stalled out once more. Baron has ended for a while.
40 seconds only, though. The vision war is very real right now.
And of course, SKT, this is Dragon 4 for them, so they're 6.5 minutes away from a potentially game-winning buff. They want to play it really slowly. Not that they have to, of course.
If they clump up though, there's so much AoE damage coming out of SOAS on that cannon. The Victor there for Expected. If any of them provide just enough damage to get a reset and the explosive charge explodes in that fight too from Niels, that's an instant whitewash, instant ace. So you have to be incredibly careful when they do group up to get these objectives.
All right, Marin on the bottom side. He does have teleport, as do Peke and SOAS.
They're collapsing on him right now.
We want to.
Origen are late on the party towards the Baron, though. SOAS has to pop Zonius to get away.
Oh, and ultimate. SKT can
And
take
there's
this
the
Baron
push.
then.
There's the knockup. He gets 2. Here's the teleport to save the team, but amazing. Taking so much damage. He's the first casualty. Bengi could be next. It will be a trade. Niels is okay, and he gets his knockup kind of canceled there. And now Wolf in the front lines, but it's already one kill picked up. SOAS can't find anyone to hit. Slowed down by the Azir wall, I believe. And meanwhile,
Marin's hitting the base.
Marin is hitting the base, so Peke must recall. But SKT could try to stop. They will not. It will be the inhibitor going down, and then re-engage towards Baron. Origen get neither going their way.
Pulled apart here. Expert use of the more powerful split pusher there by SKT.
At the same time, an incredibly unlucky flash hit from SOAS. Goes over the wall and he gets clipped by one of the remaining soldiers from ENJOYYY's ultimate, and he just trying to get there. Nope, couldn't get into that team fight with his ultimate, and at that point, yeah, Marin takes the inhib, and the Baron goes down.
And it feels like part of this game is collapsing now for Origen. They had the chance of trying to surround Marin, killing him. They had the chance of rushing down a very easy to kill Dragon 2 with a 5-item Tristana here. They choose none of them. They take lazy, slow recalls. SKT takes the entire map, and Origen are losing this game.
ENJOYYY, fantastic ultimate though in that fight. Really good showing why Azir is considered such a good late game teamfight champion. Completely pushes Peke and Niels out of the fight with no way to re-engage because you can't jump over that wall because you'll just get bounced back again. And then SKT's in full control because again they're split pushing 4-1. Marin so often peels off and does his own thing and tells his team to just stay quiet, just do whatever you guys are doing. Don't concede that objective. Play with the necessary amount of respect, and he takes down bottom inhib.
And don't forget how SKT built even the very beginning of this game with so much of Bengi's early attention up top, helping Marin get the lead on SOAS. Here comes the flank, though. This is their shot.
Marin does have teleport. And the Azir turret is down. This is the chance for Origen to make a move. Amazing spotted on his flank. Bengi now to zone out Mithy. He's got to be careful. This Alistar could get caught out. No one goes for the taunt.
No one can deal with Marin, though. I mean, SOAS is up here looking at him, but he's still taking chunks out of the inhibitor.
Stun. Peke could land a slow. Another slow lands as Marin is at half HP. Now the push in. Whoa! Niels has to pop quick service Ash to remove the slow to run away. Mithy just trying to clear a few minions. They've got to get this Tristana to heal up quickly. Marin, meanwhile, has plenty of lifesteal, can get himself back to safety on this Fiora. SOAS losing health. Mid lane under fire. Should be an easy pickup there. Blue Elixir even there for more structured damage. Amazing gets caught. Dies during the knockup. Bang is on a rampage. And inhibitor number 2 and inhibitor number 3 going to be going down. Wolf and Bangi in pursuit. Peke goes down. The fight resumes 3v5. Soaz can't even kill off EasyHoon. He's got more shields than health bars. And everyone's dying. Neil's the only man alive. This will be the game. SK Telecom T1 are undefeated still in the World Championship. And they're 1 game of 3 in the way to the finals.
Undefeated still, but Origen made it further than any other team has here at Worlds against SKT.
Couple things still held true. SKT finished the game with a Baron buff, took them a couple more. This time, very long game. 43 minutes, 29 seconds, more down like Origen's alley. So definitely gave SKT a run for their money. And this roster, I believe 4 out of 5 from SKT T1S back in the day, actually ending up here looking poised, yeah, to go undefeated at Worlds.
Your cartwheeling days?
Nope.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I think certainly the Origen put up, as you guys were mentioning, a much better fight than expected. Not only just the fact that the game went late, but the fact that Origen had a lead, and a decent one early on into the game. This was not the Origen we were seeing at the World Championship. The team that, despite being top 4, was still averaging gold deficits in the first 25 minutes of the game, but this was the Origen actually doing well early on, finding good matchups, making different plays in the lane swap. Oh, give the gold to Tristana for a pickaxe recall to get a good 2v2. Oh, you have to force Bang out of lane early because the item disadvantage is so great. These are things that did matter, that did blow up part of the gold lead. The side lane pushing was good for Origen.
They also made their biggest swing in the mid game off of the Baron trade for Dragon, which they are probably not going to be able to get again. No. SKT, there are many things that Como will be talking to the players about after that game, and vision around the Baron post 20 minutes is probably going to be one of them.
You could already see the shifted priority on that Baron vision after that first one went down. The amount of picks that Origen almost walked into on SKT's side, just trying to get that vision back. Double pink ward there every time. Defended a lot more. SKT wasn't playing as 1-3-1 heavy as they usually have. They were actually playing a pretty heavy 4-1, just 4 members around that Baron area with Marin continuously showing us why Fiora is becoming one of the best topics in the game right now.
It's a champion we might see banned away and